I like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Peace and safety to the hopefully elect, all the sincere Akim, scattered throughout the four corners, pushing this word in sincerity and in truth. For those who don't know, Yahweh is the name of the Heavenly Father, who the world ignorantly calls God, and Yahweh Shai is the name of the only begotten Son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. This is another edition of biblical interpretations, and what I'm gonna go into is Babylon. Recently, I was watching Vlad TV, and he was interviewing what's the guy name? The guy from Wild 'N Out, Nick Cannon. He was interviewing Nick Cannon, and Nick Cannon brought up Babylon, man, and referred to it as America. And basically, that's a private interpretation of the scriptures, all right? That's what these guys, these One West alphabet camps teach, which is, like I said, it's a private interpretation. It's not biblical, and that's why you have people such as Nick Cannon and these regular peons believing that Babylon, all right, when it refers to Babylon in the scriptures, is referring to America. But I'm going to show you through the precepts that Babylon is referring to the nation of Edom, which is the so-called white man, all right? The race, the whole race, every man, woman, and child. So the first precept I want to get is Revelation 18 and 21. And it reads, "And a mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone and cast it into the sea." And the sea is referring to people. You had the account when the Lord referred to the men of the Lord as fishermen, and this word as a net, all right, and the sea as the people, all right. And you cast the net unto the people, and you gather the Lord's elect. So that sea is referring to the people, saying, "Thus with violence shall that great city Babylon be thrown down." Now that great city is referring to a great people, all right, the nation of Edom, the so-called Caucasians slash white man, all right, saying, "Thus with violence shall that great city Babylon be thrown down." Now we know Babylon means confusion, all right, and the so-called white man has pushed his confusion throughout the whole earth, not just America, all right. So reading on, it says, "And shall be found no more at all." And like I said, the private interpretation is that it's referring to nuclear destruction of America. But I'm going to give you the biblical interpretation on what it's actually referring to when it says, "And shall be found no more at all." Let me see here. Let's get another precept. Stay in the book of Revelations, chapter 12 and verse 7. And it reads, "And there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels, and prevailed not." So that's what it's referring to in Revelation 18:21. When it says Babylon shall be thrown down. This is how it's going to be thrown down. All right, through the spiritual power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai and his hosts. All right, starting with Michael and his angels. All right, fought against the dragon. That dragon is referring to Babylon. All right, the nation of Edom. All right, not a place. It's referring to people. So verse 8, "And prevail not, neither was their place found any more in heaven." So that's what it's referring to when it says, going back to Revelation 18 and 21, when it says, "And shall be found no more at all," meaning their rulership, all right, heaven signifies rulership. All right. So they're going to be destroyed. Okay. The so-called white man / Edomites, aka Babylon, that dragon. All right, is going to be taken out of his spot of rulership. All right, by Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai and his host. All right, this is not referring to a place. It's not referring to nuclear destruction. All right, that's a private interpretation of the scriptures, man. All right, so their place not being found anymore is referring to what we just read in Revelation 12:7. And it says, and there was a war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels, all right, aka Gog and Magog, and prevailed not, neither was their place found anymore in heaven. Meaning they're going to be taken out of rulership. Verse 9, and the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent, called the devil and Satan / Babylon. This is what it's referred to. And Satan, which deceiveth the whole world, referring to the nation of Edom. All right, not just the Edomites in America. All right. So it says he was cast out into the earth, meaning his place in heaven wasn't going to be found anymore. All right, he's going to be taken out of his spot of rulership. All right, he was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. All right, so that's what it's referring to when it speaks of Babylon in Revelation 18:21. All right, this is an example of how he's going to be thrown down and taken out of rulership, meaning his place in heaven is not going to be found anymore. So let's get another precept and prove that further that this destruction that the Lord is referring to in the book of Revelations, referring to Babylon, is referring to the so-called white man, the Edomites. So this is Isaiah 63, and I'm going to start at verse 1. And it says, who is this that cometh from Edom, Babylon? All right, referring to that dragon, that old serpent, the devil, and Satan. And when it refers to the so-called white man as being Satan, let's get a precept and show you what that's referring to. This is 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 9. Well, let's start here at 8. It says, and then shall the wicked be revealed. And we know who the wicked is referring to, Babylon. All right, he's being revealed through what's written in the Bible. All right, not through private interpretations. All right, so it says, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. All right, and we just read those accounts in the book of Revelation 12:7. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon and his angels. That's how the Lord is going to destroy the wicked, all right, Babylon, with the brightness of his coming. Verse 9, which is the point, even him who's coming is after the workings of Satan. That's why the Lord referred to him as Satan, all right, because he comes after the workings of Satan with all power and signs and lying wonders, all right. And some of those lying wonders is these doctrines that these guys is teaching, such as Babylon being America, man, a place. All right. So going back to the book of Isaiah, chapter 63:1, it says, "Who is this coming from Edom with dyed garments from Bozrah?" Bozrah, that's referring to the Edomites. That's a city in Edom. All right. So it says, "This that is glorious in his apparel, travailing in greatness of his strength," like we just read in Thessalonians. "I that speak in righteousness, mighty to save," referring to Yahweh Shai. All right, that's who that's referring to. Verse 2, "Wherefore art thou red in thy apparel, and thy garments like him that treaded in the wine vat. I have trotted the wine press alone, and of the people there was none with me. For I will tread them, referring to people, not a place. The Lord is not coming back to tread a place. All right, this vision that Isaiah is receiving is the same vision that John the Revelator received. All right, the same vision that Ezra received, the same vision that the prophet Ezekiel received. All right, so it says, I have trodden the winepress alone, and of the people there was none with me. For I will tread them, referring to people, in my anger, and trample them in my fury, and their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments, and I will stain all their raiment. Alright, so this is, like I said, the same vision that we just read in the book of Revelation, chapter 12 and chapter 18. Alright, referring to people and not a place, not America. Alright. The Lord says he has a sacrifice in Basra. Alright. He has a sacrifice in Basra. Let's see here. Verse 4. For the day of vengeance is in my heart, and the year of my redeem is come. And I looked, and there was none to help, and I wondered that there was none to uphold. Therefore my own arm brought salvation unto me, and my fury is upheld me. Verse 6. And I will tread down the people. And that's what the Lord is referring to. The people is referring to Babylon, all right, that dragon and his angels, and them that worship the image of the beast, referring to you Israelites and you other nations, all right. So it says, and I will tread down the people in my anger, and make them drunk in my fury, and I will bring down their strength to the earth. Remember, going back to Revelations 18:21, when it says, and shall be found no more at all. All right, that's what the prophet Isaiah was referring to. All right, remember in Revelation 12, their place is not going to be found in heaven anymore. All right, so that's what it's referring to in Isaiah chapter 1 and verse 6, when it says, and I will bring them down, and I will bring down their strength to the earth. All right, so that's what it's referring to, man. It's not referring to America. All right, it's referring to the nation of Edom. All right, that's who's going to be brought down. Strength is going to be brought down to the earth. All right, meaning they're going to be removed from rulership, man. So now let's get another precept. Last precept in the book of Revelations, chapter 19 and verse 11. And it reads, and I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse. Referring to Yahweh Shai, man. All right, like I said, the same vision that the prophet Isaiah received. All right, John the Revelator received the same vision. This is what we're reading right here. And I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse, and he that sat upon him was called Faithful and True, and in righteousness he doeth judge and make war. All right, on the people. All right, not referring to America. That's a private interpretation. And whoever teaching that doctrine, you're laying a stumbling block and causing people to go off. And that's why that guy, Nick Cannon, all right, he referred to Babylon as being America. All right, so the Lord is coming back to make war, just like we read in the book of Isaiah 63 and 1. All right, so it says, his eyes were as the flame of fire, and on his head were many crowns, and he had a name written that no man knew but himself. And he was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood, and his name is called the Word of the Power, referring to Yahweh Shai. Verse 16, and the armies, that dragon, all right, that great dragon, all right, referring to a great people, All right, greatly wicked, but nevertheless great. All right, and the armies, uh, referring to the dragon and his angels, which were in heaven, followed Salakia. This is referring to the host of Yahushua. All right, and the armies which were in heaven followed him upon the white horse, clothed in linen, white and clean, and out of his mouth goeth a sharp sword. With it he shall smite the nations. All right, and the nations is not referring to place. Nations is referring to people, and that's who the Lord is coming back to tread down. All right, just like we read in the previous verses. So it says a multitude which of men or either beasts associated with living together, a company, troop, a multitude of individuals of the same nature, the human family, a tribe, a nation, people, group. And that's what the Lord is referring to. He's not coming back to destroy America. He's coming back to destroy the Americans. All right? Not a place, but the people. All right? Edom. So it says, out of his mouth goeth a sharp sword, that with it he should smite the nations, the people, and he should rule them with the rod of iron, and he treadeth the winepress of the fierceness of the wrath of the Almighty. Just like we read in the book of Isaiah, verse 16. And he had on a vesture and on his thigh a name written, King of Kings and Lord of Lords. And I saw another angel standing in the sun, and he cried with a loud voice, saying to the fowls that fly in the midst of the heaven, come and gather yourselves into the supper of the great power, that ye may eat the flesh of kings, referring to people, the flesh of captains, referring to people, the flesh of mighty men, all right, that great city, that mighty city, all right, referring to people, and the flesh of horses and of them that sit on them, and the flesh of all men, both free and bond, both small and great. So this is what it's referring to when it says Babylon is fallen. All right, meaning they're going to be taken out of rulership. All right, brought down to the earth. Verse 19, and I saw the beasts and the kings of the earth and their armies. All right, and their armies referring to Gog and Magog, that dragon and his angels. All right, gathered together to make war against him that sat on the horse and against his army. All right, so that's what it's referring to, man. It's not referring to a place. All right, so this is Revelation 18 and 21, and it says, and a mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone and cast it into the sea, saying, thus with violence shall that great city, and we know in Revelation 12 is referred to as the great dragon. All right, the great people. All right, not referring to a place. All right, so it says, saying, thus with violence shall that great city, Babylon, all right, / the Edomites, be thrown down and shall be found no more at all. All right, and you know, when it says not be found no more at all, meaning their place is going to be taken from rulership. This is Revelations 12 and 8, and prevailed not. Neither was their place found any more. Neither was their place found any more in heaven. All right, so that's what it's referring to. They're going to be taken out of rulership by who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, referring to Yahushua, all right, and his armies, all right, Michael and his angels, all right, is going to destroy the dragon and his angels, referring to people and not a place. And I hope you brothers were edified, and with that, I'm going to say shalom.